Hello everybody, this is Sean, and today we're going to do the CELPIP Crash course, day 5. So far, day 1, we have done writing, day 2, speaking, day 3, we did grammar, and day 4, which was yesterday, we did vocab. Now today we're going to discuss the reading part. Now this course, again, if you haven't been following this, please look at all my series of all these 7 episodes, 2 more to come, and this will have everything you need for CELPIP. This is the most comprehensive course online you would see anywhere, and it's for free. It's on YouTube. All right, so all you got to do is follow the strategies that I've mentioned, and you should be good. Of course, as I mentioned in pretty much every video, you might need some expert advice, and you can contact me for tutoring if that is the case. Now, today we're going to discuss reading because the first 4 days have heavily focused on writing and speaking. The reason for that is the many requests I get, it's always pretty much the same story. I've got a 10 and 11 in reading and listening, but an 8 in writing and speaking. And that's where most people fail, because writing and speaking are marked by humans, which is very subjective. So we have to do extra effort to make them happy. And that's why the first 4 days, majority of this crash course was dedicated to writing and speaking. So please look at that. And the vocab, though, the one I taught yesterday, that is something that can be implemented in reading and listening as well. So if you're doing this just for writing and speaking, first 3 days of the crash course, listen to that. And if you're doing this for the reading and listening, you want to do day 4, day 5, and day 6, because today we're discussing reading, tomorrow listening. But no matter what you're doing, please listen to day 7, which will be on Monday, because that will wrap up my whole series, and I'm going to give you guys some final preparation tips and tricks, so that should be an important lesson. Now today we're going to discuss reading, and we are not going to discuss strategies. I'm going to put the links of my reading videos here in the description. I've made 2 videos on reading, and I've explained all the strategies there twice. One is a short version, one is a detailed version. I would recommend listening to both, because you will get more ideas if you listen to both. However, strategy discussion, how you have to read the question, go up in the passage, find the answer, all of that is discussed already. I'm not going to discuss that today. It saves time that way. Today I'm going to discuss how you can practice this on your own, because that's the purpose of this crash course. If you're short on budget, you don't have the money for classes, or you just don't have the time to take classes, that's fine. The purpose is that with these instructions, you can just do it all on your own. So I'm going to give you guys some techniques. Please listen till the end of this video, because I'm going to first discuss what practices you can use to improve your reading. And at the end, I'm going to tell you why mistakes happen. Like when you follow all these things and you check your mistakes, what will you discover? So please wait till the end of this video, because that important part will be at the end. Without further ado, I don't like a lot of this introduction, but I've done so much. So let's get ahead. Strategies I've mentioned. Now, one thing that you have to do with reading is look at your mistakes. Okay, obviously, when you attempt all those reading parts, when you're practicing at home with your Paragon material or the free sample tests online, of course, check mistakes. This is something that people ignore. I don't know why. It's so important that you check. What people do is they see, okay, out of the 40 questions or so, I got 32 correct, so I'm getting a 7 in CELPIP or whatever the score is, and they go on and do the next test. I don't get that. If you do that, you will never learn what's wrong. So please, as a student, what you have to make sure is look at the mistake, what was wrong, go up in the passage, read the part where the mistake is wrong, and try to find out why it was wrong. Okay, you would understand, like once you see the answer and you match it, you will understand why it's wrong 9 out of 10 times. If you don't understand, what you guys can do is put your questions in the comments here. I would be more than happy to help out. I cannot guarantee I might have the time to check that part, but you guys can comment and ask yourselves as well. Use this forum to help each other out, and you can put a question, this was the answer to this question, I don't understand, and then someone can explain. Hopefully that someone will be me if I have enough time, hopefully. Okay, so check your answers and see what's going on. The other thing in CELPIP is vocabulary. This is one of the main causes of mistakes. An average student makes at least 3 mistakes in the exam because of bad vocabulary. So there are some options in the multiple choice questions, and the correct option is a difficult word you don't know, and you won't pick it because you don't know that word. So vocab is a big thing. Now vocabulary, go to my day 4 of this course, the video I uploaded yesterday that mentions what you can do to improve your vocab. Vocab is an ongoing process, right? So you learn 10, 20 words a day, which is what I mentioned in my video, and you will learn lots in a few weeks. And that will help you improve the reading, because not only in the questions, but also in the paragraphs, you see some difficult words. Only if you know the meaning of certain words, only then you understand the passage. So there's no way out there but to improve your vocab. Of course, the other thing you can do, especially if your exam is too close, you don't have time to improve your vocab, is see the tone of the essay or the passage. So there is this passage and there's this word augmentation. Okay, so what they were saying is that this lady is trying to make clients satisfied, focusing on lifestyle augmentation. Now, I don't know what augmentation means. So, well, I'm just gonna try to make sense of the story. This lady's focusing on making lives better, having people satisfied. So lifestyle augmentation would be boosting up their lifestyle or making their lifestyle better, right? So I have to see the tone, I have to see the overall understanding, and then I can skip some vocab. But if I knew that augmentation means improvement or increasing or making it better or boosting, I would get that much faster. So I do want to practice vocab, but I can also infer from what the passage is saying. Okay. The second thing is paraphrasing. So again, paraphrasing, I have mentioned that before in my videos, how you can do that. I'll give you another example if you haven't seen my paraphrasing or reading related videos. The things that are going to be mentioned in the question will be said differently in the passage. So if the question is saying, you know, how does John feel? And there are a few options: happy, sad, disgusted, whatever. There's this option, happy. Okay, and that is the correct answer. But you don't pick it because the passage didn't say the word happy. The passage said the word sad. But that was not John's feeling. The word sad, he was sad, was mentioned somewhere else. What was actually mentioned about John's feeling was that John was looking forward to this new project with hopes and desires and fulfillment. Now, this is the same thing like being happy. He has a positive, happy outlook at this project, but we won't pick it because it's not the same word. However, you have to paraphrase. So you have to paraphrase the question, you have to paraphrase the multiple choice options that are given, and then look at the passage. So when you see my reading strategies, I always say look at the question and then go in the passage. That's what you do. Look at the question, paraphrase that a little bit, and then go in the passage trying to match them. Then you will see it much faster, because the exact word, it's hard that you will find the exact word. The other thing is elimination. Elimination is super important for CELPIP among all the exams I teach, because in CELPIP you have sometimes two correct answers. So make sure if you pick option B, you eliminate option A, C, and D. Okay, so you want to get rid of the wrong option so you're more sure about your option. Now, revision, of course, practice, guys. Use a lot of Paragon material or your own material, whatever you have, and practice. Revise every day pretty much, but it depends. You know, if your level is 10 or 11, maybe focus more on writing and speaking. But if you're struggling, of course, accordingly, revise and practice. Practice is the biggest thing that will help you in reading. Now, question, where can you practice, right? You can purchase Paragon materials. You can ask me about materials as well. Most of our materials come with our classes, especially reading and listening, but I can give you some details about that. My email is always in the description, and so is my website. Now, what you can do, here's a great strategy. IELTS materials, IELTS, if you haven't heard of that exam. IELTS materials are everywhere online. You can use them. Let me tell you how. In CELPIP, all questions are multiple choice. So when you do IELTS reading, all you have to do is answer the multiple choice questions from the reading sections. Just do the multiple choice of IELTS. And in CELPIP Part 3, it's matching paragraphs. IELTS has that too. So when you're doing IELTS readings, do those questions, matching paragraphs. You can ignore the, the fill in the gap questions, true, false, ignore them. Do the CELPIP format with the IELTS material. First of all, it's better because it's harder. The IELTS material is harder when you do it in the CELPIP format. Second of all, there is tons of IELTS material. So you can use that whenever you don't have materials. Finally, let's talk about mistakes. When you guys check your mistakes, you will realize most mistakes happen if you are unable to find the keyword in the passage. The way to fix it is to use paraphrasing, as I've mentioned. That's one thing you would notice in your mistakes. Second thing you would notice is speed. If you're too slow, the only answer for that is practice. Practice will make you faster. The other thing is vocabulary. We have discussed that too. You would notice you make mistakes because sometimes you don't get the right word, the meaning, or the vocabulary. So practice learning 10-20 words each day, like I mentioned on my day 4 of this crash course. So please refer to that video for that. And what else? Not doing the right part, speed is one, not eliminating. Yeah, so a lot of times we see that A is the correct answer and we don't even look at B, C, D. So eliminating is a key too. So when you guys revise your mistakes and you follow the steps, you will realize these are the mistakes you're mostly making. And when you realize them, remember in this last minute or so, the ways I have explained you guys to fix them. Okay, I hope this helps, and I hope with this you know the right way, the right pattern, and the right resources to use materials from. That's it for today, and tomorrow we're going to do listening practice. Until then, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If not, feel free to subscribe and support this channel. Talk to you guys very soon. Take care.